Math is cool. It makes you want to go to school. Mathematically speaking, you have the ability of probability and statistics, credibility.
Hey guys, let's go over this quiz number 631 to 36 taken on March 8th, 2022. We're going back old school. I'm using my hands and my pens. Question number 1, what is another word that describes the zeros of a quadratic function or any polynomial? You know, if you draw yourself a coordinate plane, this is the x, this is the y, or they also call this the f of x. And basically, a zero is anything that crosses this one. And that one is called the x-intercept. Question number 1 is C, x-intercepts. That one should not say factor by grouping. Just solve by factoring. And basically you have a trinomial, 1, 2, 3 terms, and it's quadratic to the power of 2. Half of 2 here is 1, so this means I can use my X-box method of factoring. This is going to be my A, my pen is dying, so 1, A, B, and C. And all I have to do here is A times C is negative 12, so I'm multiplying this A times this C. The B value is 11. I need to think of two numbers that will multiply, or their product is negative 12, but those same two numbers, their sum, or when I add them, equal 11. You can list them all out here. This is what I like to do. And notice I like to go from right to left here, and so I think 12 and 1. Let's see if I can find another pen. 12 and 1. This one matches. And one of these has to be negative. I'm going to put the negative on the 1 because 12 times negative 1 is negative 12, but 12 plus a negative 1 is 11. What this has done is we've basically, in green here, we've split the middle term here. 11x is 12x minus 1x. So I can just come over here, bottom left, top right, always. And then I'm going to put the first term here. The last term always goes here. And then I'm just going to take out my greatest common factor. Going in this direction, it is an x. This direction, it is, I think, a 6. I'll determine if it's a negative or positive later. Going in this direction, it is a 2x. And a way to check your answer is, I'm not sure this one looks like a negative 1, is you can do negative 1 times x equals negative 1x. Do you see that? 6 times negative 1 gives you negative 6. So on the outside, when I factor this, so I'll just kind of summarize what we have here, is I'm going to take these two, which is x plus 6, and 2x minus 1. The order does not matter. And because I already set equal to 0 when we're solving here, is I can set both of these equal to 0. And I can just solve. X equals 36, add 1, divided by 2, x is equal to 1/2. So my two solutions are going to be negative 6, you'll see here and here, and then 1/2. So that would be A is my correct answer. Alright, let's go on to the next question, number 3. What are the zeros of the function whose graph is shown below? Well, the zeros are where it crosses the x-axis. So I'm going to highlight them. I see one at negative 2, 1, and 4. And these are called zeros. X equals negative 2, x equals 1, and x equals 4. Remember, the order pair here is 4, 0. So x, y. My x is 4, my y is 0. Okay? So let's take a look down here below what we got. bunch of choices over here. So it looks like I have -2, which is here. X equals 1, which is F. Then X equals 4 goes right there. So C, F, and I's are answers for number 3. Number 4 tells us to factor the polynomial by grouping. Give it a second. It's focusing. Okay, so we can try to pull out something here. And you can do factoring by grouping by 2 methods. You can do this 2 groups, or you can do the box. Let me show you guys both. So by grouping, I'm first going to take Grace common factor here, which is an n. So I'm left with p plus 2. And that makes sense because you can multiply to check your answer. And over here on the side, I'm going to pull out an 8. I'm left with p plus 2. Right? Again, you can double check your answer to get what's above. That's my first greatest common factor. The second one is this p plus 2. So I'm going to pull out a p plus 2. And then we're just left with an n plus 8. Do you see how that one is not? And you think about it, this one still makes sense because I could take this whole term and distribute to the n, and I get this term above. And I can distribute p plus 2 to the 8 and get this term up here. So my answer is p plus 2 n plus 8. This is by using a method called 2 GCFs. Another way of doing this one is called the box method. And what you need to do is you need to put this in like a z. Put it in like a z. So np, see if this works, 2n, 8p, 16. We just take out the greatest common factor here. I have an n, I have an 8, I have a p here, and I have a 2. And you'll notice that it matches p plus 2, n plus 8. Remember, the order of this one does not matter because it's by multiplication, so you could have had something like this and still get full credit for the problem. Let's rock the answer here. And the last question, number 5. What are the zeros of the polynomial? Can't see that. I have x plus 2 plus 4x minus 2. Again, we're trying to draw a graph, and it's going to be cubic, so it's going to look probably something like this. I don't know, something like this. And basically, we're trying to find these dots right there. Okay? And this one I already have, and so I just need to factor this one right here. So if I factor this one, a, c, b, I have a times c is negative 12. My b value is 4. 6 and 2. And that means does that multiply to be negative 12? One of these has to be negative, so that would be this one right here. So my answer would be x plus 6, x minus 2. Now remember, you asked, how come I didn't do the box? You can do the box. And you'll recognize that you get the same thing. Okay? And then you're just setting each of those equal to 0. So even this x you're setting equal to 0. And then when you solve, you're going to get x equals 0. X equals negative 6. So remember, this is a factor. And when I solve it, subtract 6 from both sides, This is called a 0. This is a factor. And then x equals not -2, but +2. So BEF is our answer there for question number 5. Question number 6. It already has it factored for us. Okay, so I just need to figure out what is which one of these. Well, if you look at this, I see something called a cube. And if you look at the first term, this is my s, same. So it has to be a positive. So not this one, not this one. Always, opposite, always positive. Okay, so it looks like these two match. The next question is, what goes here? Well, if you were doing this problem, you would have a plus b, a squared minus ab plus b squared. And if you write this formula, of course this is called sum of cubes, you can see now x is equal to a, and you can see that this one's kind of mixed, but you can see that here, and this one's kind of crossed. You could have negative BA, it's the same. And then B is a positive 2, because you have the negative sign there, so B is 2. And you can see this here, where if you just made b squared equals 4, then b has to be positive or negative 2, but we've seen that right here. Okay, so b is 2 now, pay attention. That means in the form it would be a cubed plus b cubed. So b is going to be a positive 2. We know that from over here. If you put in 2 here, you would get this. A was x, right? So you have x to the third plus 8. And that would be letter A is your answer. Okay, question number 7. Factor completely. I recognize that all have an x here, so I'm just going to pull out an x. So I get 2x to the third minus 5x squared plus 6x minus 15. And I'm going to try factoring my grouping here. I'm going to factor out this one. So I get x, and then the red, let's do it in red, x squared. If I pull out x squared just from this red here, I'm going to get 2x minus 5. And then over here, if I factor out a 3, I'm going to get 2x minus 5. And then I'm going to factor out this one right here. And then you're left with just that, x squared plus 3. And so this would be my answer factor problem. And let me double check. I think that's it. Some quick questions. And that's it. Hopefully that was helpful for you guys. We'll see you later. Bye.
Thou shalt show thy work because it is crucial to your success in math class. Showing your work can help your teacher determine which level you are on a certain math topic. Showing your work can help you reflect on your mistakes on a certain quiz, test, or an assignment. Showing your work can help your teacher help you on a certain question, for your teacher should know which part you're struggling with your work.